So humans are excellent at recognizing faces, which is an important skill for us as social beings. People try to interpret expression to understand others' emotions, and we tend to check if what someone's saying matches their expression to know if that's what they're really feeling. And so we are pretty good at recognizing expressions. However, this tends to happen in in-group situation or around familiar setting, so around people that we know well. Because culture vary in the way that people express and perceive emotion, it can become more challenging to interpret someone's expressions from a different culture. Sorry. And so because reading emotion is so important, emotional faces is broadly used in psychological science. Because, however, previous research has predominantly been done in predominantly white European American samples. And so I want to change that by looking at more diverse samples, such as students at the University of Houston. And so I show 137 students 300 pictures of emotional faces in one of four emotions: happy, angry, fearful, and neutral. Participants must rate how positive or negative the faces are and label these emotions. If a fearful face is labeled as fearful, that's a match. But if it's labeled as angry, that's a mismatch. And so what I found was interesting. People rated faces as more positive if they think the faces are more similar to themselves. Happy faces are very consistent. People are labeling them as happy. However, people are very inconsistent when labeling fearful and angry faces, and this is affected by both the race of the participant and the race they think the faces are. And so this means that emotional faces that are used in psychological studies should be reevaluated when used in a broader, diverse samples. In a broader context, it seems that negative emotional faces might be interpreted differently based on the race of the perceiver and the person being perceived. In the diverse society, like many places in the US, this misinterpretation could lead to heightened conflicts, misunderstanding, or in extreme cases, police shooting. And so in some way, this research shows just how important it is for us to understand the role of culture and race and ethnicity and how it influences emotion perception. Thank you.